be temporary jail. That's amazing.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning and welcome. Welcome. If you're standing, we still have a table over here that's empty. If you would like a seat, you can have a seat at that table. But good morning and welcome. We are so excited this morning. I don't know if the word excited really describes what we're feeling this morning. I am elated not just to stand and welcome you, but to also be part of this very special occasion, the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the Port Sulphur Public Library. Finally. 15 years ago, Hurricane Katrina devastated Plaquemines Parish and destroyed many of its buildings, the library being one of the many. For this community, today marks a day of restoration, commitment, and resilience. The long-awaited time has finally come. Bringing this library back was made possible by the unwavering commitment and dedication of parish officials and the community. And it was not easy. It was a hard, hard hill to climb, but it's done. I want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to all of you who have come from near and far to help us celebrate this grand occasion. Now we'll start with the ceremony with the Pledge of Allegiance performed by Port Sulphur's very own, and we're so proud of the students of Port Sulphur and South Platte High and South Platte Elementary, but we have the 6th graders here who's going to start us out with the Pledge of Allegiance. Then that will be followed by the speakers, Mr. Kirk Lapine, Parish President, Mr. Colton LaFrance, Councilman of District 7, Mrs. Audrey Salvant, former Councilwoman of District 7, Mr. J.D. Lovelace, Associate, Louisiana State Library, Mrs. Kayla Sage, Office of Community Development, Disaster Recovery Unit Director, Economic and Development and Infrastructure Programs, and she will be followed by Ms. Patricia Walker, our Assistant Library Director, and after that we'll have presentation and dedication by President Lapine, and the ribbon-cutting ceremony will follow directly after that, and I'll be back to you all after that for closing remarks. Please follow in that order.
Pledge.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. What a great day it is here in Port Sulphur today, and we want to welcome you. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce some of our local officials who are here present, and some are now serving and some have served. So no particular order I'd like to go in, but in I hope I haven't missed anyone. If somebody came up late, I apologize. But District 9, our council member, Mark Havo-Kognovich. Mark is our chairman this year on the council. Former Councilman Audrey Trufant-Salvan at District 7. Thank you, Audrey. Our current District 7 council member, Mr. Carlton France. We have our former superintendent of schools, Ms. Eva Jones. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for being here. We have a Justice of the Peace, Brenda Hines. Brenda, thank you for being here. Our clerk of court, Ms. Kim Turledge Vaughn. All right. I want to say Vaughn Turledge. She's here. Thank you. District 8 Representative Mr. Richie Blink is here in the back over here. District 5 Council Member Mr. Benny Roussel is up front here with us. Our District Attorney, Mr. Charles Valet is here. Charles. Right here. Thank you. And our Sheriff Jerry Turledge is here. Thank you, Jerry. Our Assessor, Ms. Belinda Hazel is here. And I saw a late come up, no offense, but I saw you come in, Ms. Sharon Brandon, our new Register of Voters. Thank you, Sharon. So thank you guys. You know, it means a lot that you took time out of your busy schedule to be here for this joyous occasion. And we're very excited about this day. It was a long process, but we're here. So on behalf of Plaquemines Parish government, I am proud and honored to welcome you to the new Port Sulphur Library, located in the heart of this community. Today, we end a 15-year journey and begin a new one with a future with gleaming new facility. Before Hurricane Katrina, the Port Sulphur Library has been used for educational purposes and much more. It has been a place of discovery, curiosity, invention, reflection, and celebration. The success of Port Sulphur can be characterized as a community that works together for a common goal. And this new library is a fine example of that. With the full support of our state partners and the Office of Community Development, our parish council, past and present, and our residents, we begin to set forth a plan for a new library. Much work and help was given by many, but I must specifically acknowledge the State Office of Community Development and the HUD funding that was provided. Pat Forbes is not here today, but he's represented by Ms. Kay Lasay, and we want to say thank you, Kay. And Ms. Lisa Samuels. I don't know if she's here either. No, just Kay. Thank you. And so a special thanks go out to our grant managers, Pan American Engineers, and Thomas David. They're not here today, too. But a true thank you goes out to former council member Audrey Trufant-Salvan for her dedication to the library and her persistence in working on getting this project going. Thank you, Ms. Audrey. Also, I would like to recognize the design professional, Yates & Yates. They are here today, represented by Ames Yates, for their attention to detail and designing an efficient and state-of-the-art facility. Thank you, Ames. Also, I'd like to acknowledge CDW, the contractor who built this building, who've done many buildings for us successfully. And he's here today, Mr. Chris Walker. Thank you, Chris. Great job. Fantastic job. Lastly, I have to acknowledge the dedicated service of our Assistant Library Director, Patricia Walker. Patricia, thank you. Our Director of Administration, Ms. Crystal Taylor, who opened this. She has done a fabulous job. And in their role of spearheading this project to completion. Friends of the library, like the late Maxie Selinovich, who was very instrumental and very tenacious of getting this library. We're going to honor her in a little bit. And I have to say a personal note. There is a little girl in this audience today who came in 2012 at a special council meeting at the library in Belchase. And actually, she had to stand on a stool to make a passionate plea. And she said she wanted to see that library built. She wanted to see that library, and I never forgot that young lady. And she's here. I want you to stand a minute, Jamie. She's a little taller now. Jamie, your passion and your speech said, I'll never forgot. And this is your library and everyone's library for itself. So congratulations and thank you. So in closing, I would like to offer those final thoughts of what this day represents to all of us. As this entire building, may this library be a symbol of dedication and resilience of the people of Port Sulphur. May it signify a community that has come together to create a place where people gather to learn, seek answers, and solve problems. May this new library, the heart of our community, fulfill the mission set out by many past and present, that it will be used for educational purposes and more, that of discovery, curiosity, invention, reflection, celebration, a place where enjoyment for all of us and many generations to come. May God bless this library, and may God bless Plaquemines Parish. Thank you, guys.
It is the day that God has made. Let us be joyful and glad in it. Libraries are an important cornerstone of our healthy community. Libraries give people the opportunity to find jobs, explore medical resources, experience new ideas, get lost in wonderful stories, while at the same time a sense of place of gathering. The Port Sulphur Library reflects the diversity and the character and the needs and expectations of our community. Those needs and expectations are often extensive, and the services are invaluable. The library is a ready, available source of comprehensive information needed by people for personnel, family, and job-related purposes. Our community economy benefits when the people use the library resources to make wise and business decisions. Employees use it to improve job skills and use the internet. Libraries are utilized by children, preschoolers and high schoolers, college students when they're on holiday and on breaks. Our library is a unique and valuable resource. It is a lifeline to the world and all the information that is in it. Yet we struggle to keep up with many changes in technology, rising costs in books and other material, staffs and budget shortage, and a growing demand from our customers for more information. As community leaders, I ask you to please make a commitment to our library and to our library services for all. The intellectual and economic help to our community depends on it. Thank you.
Good morning. I just need to say one word. Hallelujah. This has been a hard fight throughout the years. Over 15 years, we've been fighting the situation to try and bring a library back to Port Sulphur. As I look around the room, there are so many folks that I need to thank. I don't want to even begin to call names because I know I would miss somebody, but you know who you are, and I want to thank you guys for every effort that you placed in rebuilding this library. It was a hard fight in the midst of saying over 4 parish presidents. And you know, each president served 4 years, at the least. 4 parish presidents with the obligation of funds, de-obligation of funds. I don't want to bore you with all of the downside of it because after all, we are here. But I do want to make the facts be known. This was not an easy task. Port Sulphur deserved the library. They deserved the library for all of the same reasons that their libraries was rebuilt in other areas that was devastated and destroyed by the same hurricane. But because of politics, because of so many other reasoning that this library was stalled, hindered, everybody know the story. Everyone in here know the story. But I'm just elated. I'm feeling so many emotions here this morning because of the fact that the library is actually coming to Port Sulphur. Through a lot of meetings with Mr. Forbes and OCD, Office of Community Development, and all of the different agencies. I had to reach out to so many other outside agencies to try and fight to prove the point that Port Sulphur deserved their library to be rebuilt, which I thought was so unnecessary. But I would be remiss to not to mention former Council Burgard Turner. This was his seed. He started this. He fought hard. But as I said earlier, due to politics, it got derailed. But I'm just so excited that we're in the moment that we are in now. And just to tell you, to symbolize some of the fight that we had, I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to be out of your way in a second. But it got so bad that the library project was put on hold, that I had to go out and solicit students at Port Sulphur, South Platte High School. That was my last recourse. Maybe if the office in the state would hear the hearts of students, that maybe that would force their hand to continue to move forward with rebuilding the library. And this was a letter of one of the students. It's a brief letter. She said it was dated December 14, 2015. And she said, "Dear Mr. Pat Forbes, the public library in Port Sulphur is important to me because you can read books and get DVDs. When you read books, you can learn while you're reading them. The library should be rebuilt because it could have more books and it could have more people. They could have more space. And it could have the summer program in there. We would have information to do projects and other activities. Also, you can learn about animals and jobs. Sincerely, thank you. Raymond Ojeda." This was from the hearts of a small kid. So that was a lot of pleas from all sorts of areas. Someone mentioned Miss Selinovic's name. She was another instrumental part of my commitment to making sure this library would come to Port Sulphur. So again, I want to thank everybody that participated, and Mr. Levine, I want to give a big thank you to you for allowing me to be a part of this program. I'm not looking for any type of credit or pat on the back. I'm just happy that you saw enough that I needed to be present here today, and I want to thank you for that. And thank you.
Thank you, everybody. On behalf of our state librarian, Rebecca Hamilton, and the State Library of Louisiana, I would like to thank Patricia and Crystal and the entire library board for allowing us to participate in this important event. Rebecca asked me to convey to you just how proud we all are of this library staff and board, this community, and all of the elected officials who have worked so hard to make this library a reality. No library can be built without the collaborative effort We all know that libraries are essential to communities, especially during hard times, and that has never been more true than 2020. Library usage is at an all-time high across the country, and wise leaders continue to invest in library buildings and library services, just as you have here in Plaquemines Parish. At the State Library, we have a bird's eye view of all the 67 public library systems, and we saw that statewide, even with libraries closed for periods of time because of COVID-19, library usage continued to rise across all areas of service. And this is because people needed their libraries, and public libraries never stopped providing their services. Library staff just found new and innovative ways to provide these services. We watched the Plaquemines Parish Library staff quickly create and pivot to new and virtual services to make sure their citizens were never without these services that they needed the most. This staff continued to expand access to their digital resources, coordinate services with other local agencies, and launch virtual programs. In fact, this library is one of the first libraries in Louisiana to provide their programs virtually and on social media during the pandemic, thus leading the way for other libraries in Louisiana to follow suit. Their work during the pandemic is something to be proud of. In fact, we believe that there is so much for everyone here to be proud of today. Investing in libraries, investing in the future and community, because libraries belong to everyone and welcome everyone equally. The library that you've built is more than brick and mortar. It is a symbol of knowledge, resilience, faith, and love of community, and it will serve as an anchor for this community for many generations to come. We look forward to watching the success of this library, and thank you all for having me here today.
Good afternoon. I'm here on the behalf of the Office of Community Development. For those of you who are not familiar with our office, we manage the disaster recovery funds that come down from the federal government for allocations in the recovery from events that are federally declared. So in this case, it was Katrina. The parish received $44 million, and they allocated $3 million for this project. At first, it was a lower amount, and we tried to work with it, right? We tried to work with a different location, and we couldn't get that work either. We went through, I'm not going to go into all the details either, but building in a V zone was quite educational to my team and myself, as well as my entire office. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, more specifically, my office and the impact this project had on my office. So Lisa Samuel was going to attend with me today. She is one of my team members that was assigned to help Plaquemines Parish. We worked closely with Matilda Watt for quite a few years on all the projects. I will tell you that this was a personal impact for both Lisa and myself, mostly because I'm a library person. I have grown up in a library. I still read. I still maybe read less visual and more audio now due to the eyesight, but having the ability to know that we could rebuild a library was a personal thing for me. Now, when we got the letters addressed to Mr. Forbes, Mr. Forbes came to visit Lisa and said, do all these children know that this is not me? I can't make this decision. And I said, but doesn't it open your heart? Doesn't it want you to push even harder? And I assure you, we push every day. We try to fit all kind of projects within our funding source with all its rules and regulations. But this one went to the core of our heart because it was going to children. We've done daycares, we've done schools, but the fight to get it back here in Port Sulphur was the challenge because of the federal regulations and being able to build in a V zone. That is this high. They want you to build back in the exact same square footage, which was one of our issues, and the square footage they wanted us to build back to was not really feasible for the use of the library. So that's why we had to come back to this site in this beautiful building. So for me, and what I want to convey today and to everyone is how very happy we are with the success of the project. We're going to the end of our Katrina recovery. We got through this one. It's here. I know my staff do not all get to see the results of their efforts in the state office, but I want you to know that we care so much that even if Tat was coming today, I was driving today. And Lisa was coming, and unfortunately my office is in the middle of application submissions for mitigation funds, and we have a timeline on that, and we couldn't stretch the hours enough for us all to be here. But I want you to understand that we are very proud of the project. We're proud that the parish was able to allocate these funds to it, and we are happy to be here to see it open and cut the ribbon. That's my personal story and what I wanted to bring to the table. Thank y'all.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I want to say thank you, President Lapine. I want to say thank you, Miss Audrey. This could not have been done without you. Thank you to the council. I mean, we have felt supported, and so many hands have went into this building. Many, many hands. And I can't even begin to thank everybody. We want everybody to keep coming. Y'all came out today, but spread the word. We want everybody to keep coming to the library. Every library belongs to their community and reflects their community. And honestly, there's so much more to libraries than books. Don't get me wrong. We love our books. We love our DVDs. We love our audiobooks, magazines. We have an awesome collection. Thank you, Drusilla. And thank you, Denisha. We absolutely love our collection. And if y'all go upstairs, you're going to see how good it is. But we offer so much more. Libraries have turned into places people go for social assistance. A lot of state agencies have dropped personal contact with people and have directed them to the library. Our staff gets trained yearly from the state library in how to handle certain situations, filling out certain documents. Even the driver's license, they send them to us, and we help them out. So it's so much more. Do you need a resume? We can help you. Homework help. We have live tutors that we absolutely just adore, because any child in Louisiana can go online, have a live tutor to help them through any homework problem with Homework Louisiana. They can come to the library. They can also do it from home. Practice test. Do you need to take a test to learn how to be an air traffic controller? We have wonderful databases that do practice tests. Long distance learning, proctoring. We have a wonderful meeting room upstairs that we want to turn into a state-of-the-art audio-visual room where we can even do teleconferencing. We have Loan Shark, which is our interlibrary loan system. We can get books, DVDs, magazines, anything from all 64 parishes and 67 library systems and universities. State Library Talking Books and the Braille Library. If you have people you know that need help, can't absolutely do anything as far as turning a page even, we can get talking books to them. Our summer reading program, that is always a favorite thing that we have, and we're going to have an awesome summer reading program upstairs. Y'all got to check out our Purple and